Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about how the no contact rule works and why this is the best method and perhaps the only method that actually really works in order to get your ex back, right? So first of all, I'm going to go into why the no contact rule works, right? This is why you clicked on this video. The reason why the no contact rule works is because it shows you where you stand with your ex, right? Eventually, over time, doing the no contact rule forever will make you realize where you stand with your ex. So if your ex loves you and cares about you and wants to get back with you and perhaps regrets their decision in the breakup and maybe they're the one that dumped you and they regret that and they want to get back with you, eventually they will contact you, right? They will contact you if they still love you, if they still care about you, if they still want you. They will get back in touch. Whereas if they don't, and they don't love you, they don't care about you, and they're glad that the relationship ended, then you won't hear from them ever again. So basically what the no contact rule gives you is clarity. Like, do they care about me or don't they care about me? And if they don't care about you, you'll just never hear from them again. And if they do, they will reach out eventually. Now, when they reach out though is, not 100% clear. Like, they could reach out to you within the next 5 minutes. They could reach out to you in a couple of hours. They could reach out to you in a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months. Or it could be that they reach out to you 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. You just don't know. However, and I've seen cases like that where exes like get back in contact with their exes even though it's been years since the breakup has happened. It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen, right? It is a possibility. So that's what the no contact rule does and why the no contact rule works. Because if you're doing the exact opposite of the no contact rule, which is like begging to get the relationship back, pleading with them, trying to force things, trying to like explain to them with logic and reason as to why they should get back with you. If you're doing stuff like that and you're in their life and you keep on contacting them, you keep on liking their posts, you keep on commenting on their things, you keep on sending them messages, even if it's just a hey, how are you? Those kinds of things. If you keep on doing that and it's something that you're doing a lot, basically a lot is basically if you're not doing the no contact rule. If you're contacting your ex every week, that's still breaking no contact, even though you might be doing less than what you did at the beginning of the breakup. No contact means not contacting them at all. Completely going cold turkey. That means not liking their posts, not commenting, not doing anything in regards to contacting your ex. It has to be completely nothing, like zero stuff, right? Because what you're doing basically, if you are still reaching out to your ex, you are lessening any chance of them coming back, because as long as especially if you're doing way more than what they are, like it may be the case that they do contact you and they do reply to your messages, but if you're the one that's doing most of it, if you're initiating most of the conversations, if you're the one that's doing more engagement with them on social media, like you're the one that's liking more of their things, commenting on more of their things, watching all of their stories, if you're the one that's doing that, you're doing too much. There has to be like a switch, right? Because obviously at this current time, you want your ex back, but perhaps they don't want you back because they're not putting in any effort, right? And that's why you've come across the no contact rule, because you're trying to switch that around. So in order to switch that around, you have to do way less than what they are doing, right? So it kind of turns the tables where they're now pursuing you and you are not pursuing them anymore. So it kind of switches the dynamic. So it entices them to become more attracted to you, because the one that's pursuing more is the one that's more into the relationship, the one that's more into the is feeling more of the attraction. So that's something else that you need to consider. But of course, doing the no contact rule, you have to realize that, because you don't know when your ex is going to reach out to you, like I said, it could be 5 minutes from now, it could be hours from now, it could be weeks from now, years from now, you don't know. So the important thing is when you start doing the no contact rule, you have to get into a stage in your life where you realize that you need to start healing right? And you have to start taking some steps so you can start getting over the relationship. Because if you go into no contact and you start doing the no contact rule seriously, then you have to start getting over the relationship, because you don't know if they're ever going to come back. And it's always best to assume that they're not coming back, because if you think that they're coming back, then you're always going to be like waiting by the phone. You're going to be crossing off the days. You know, I've done the no contact rule for 10 days, now I've done it for 11 days, and you're waiting for like a specific amount of time to have gone by and things like that. So you don't want to be waiting by the phone, waiting for them to contact you. You don't want to be focused so much on them anymore. You want to start moving on with your life, because that's the only way you're going to be able to do the no contact rule effectively. Because if you're still looking at their posts, if you're still looking at their photos, if you're still listening to a playlist that you two made together, or a playlist of songs that reminds you of them, and you're always daydreaming about them and things like that, then you're going to stay stuck. You need to start moving on with your life the moment you decide that you're going to start doing the no contact rule. Now, obviously, it's going to take time to get over a relationship. It's not something that's going to happen instantly overnight, because obviously you still care about them, you still love them, right? That's the whole reason why you're doing the no contact rule, because you're hoping that it's going to reattract them. Yeah, so obviously your emotions are still engaged at this current time. So what you want to do is you want to start shifting that, and you want to start getting over it, basically. Start doing other things in your life, maybe even start dating new people after a good amount of time has gone by, because I don't believe it's a good idea to go from one relationship straight into another. You do need like a good amount of time. When it comes to like a long-term relationship, I think the minimum amount of time to really heal from that is probably about 6 months, but that's the minimum amount of time before you should start dating someone else. Ideally, it would probably be better if you wait a year before you start dating someone else, especially if it was a long-term thing. Let's say a relationship that lasted years, as opposed to something like months or only a few weeks. You don't need to have that amount of time to get over it, unless it was something that was very, very intense for you. So you kind of have to judge how you were feeling and how much the relationship meant to you. And if it's taken a long time for you to get over it, let's say you've been in the no contact rule for a while now and you're still finding it really difficult, then obviously you still need a lot of time before you go into a new relationship. But that's just some other way that you can help get over the relationship. Obviously finding and meeting new people that you could potentially date and have a new relationship with. Other ways that you can get over it is by focusing your attention off of them and onto different areas of your life, like focusing on the relationship that you have with your friends, the relationship that you have with your family, your career, perhaps any projects that you've got that you really want to do, any hobbies that you really want to do, any new things that you want to learn in your life. Perhaps you've always wanted to learn how to sing or play the piano, and then you start taking up lessons on those things, or you've always wanted to write a book and you get stuck into that in your free time. Because I think a lot of the issues that people have when they go out of when they get broken up with and someone dumps them and they don't want the breakup to happen and they want to get back with their exes, is that a lot of their time is consumed with thinking about the ex. And because of that, it's very, very difficult for them to move on, because it's so prominent in their head. And what that means is to get over that is that you need to find other things that mean a lot more to you than that relationship with your ex. You have to find something that has a bigger meaning for you, that you can think about and obsess over, like something like a project, a new hobby, or your career, things like that. So you want to find something else that you can basically get really stuck into and obsessed with, so you can do the no contact rule effectively. Because if you are just always thinking about your ex, which is going to happen at the beginning, obviously after a breakup, you're going to be, feeling bad, feeling sad about it, because, I don't want to say that you should get over these things immediately, because you won't. It will take some time, which is why I say it's a good idea to have about 6 months, at least, before you get into a new relationship. And in those 6 months, you are finding new things that mean a lot to you, that bring you a lot of inspiration, that make you feel good about yourself. Because that's another thing that I see people doing, that when they get out of a breakup, they start burning the candle at both ends. So they, drink too much, They take other kinds of substances. They eat too much. They just go crazy, basically. And sometimes it can be a little bit cathartic to do a little bit of that after a breakup, just so you can kind of let off some steam with some friends of yours and things. But if you're doing it all the time, like if it's something that's happening like once a week, then I don't think that's a good idea. Like, you're burning the candle at both ends if you're doing destructive things to your body and your mind that makes you feel crappy about yourself. So you want to avoid doing anything like that at all costs. Again, maybe you can do it like once a month, something like that. You go out with your friends and you get a little bit crazy, maybe that'll be good, but you don't want to do it any more than once a month because, like I said, it's burning the candle at both ends. You want to fill up your days with doing things that are good for you, that are healthy for you. So, going to the gym, or, maybe you exercise at home, eating the right things, having and developing bonds with really good people that love you and care about you, like with your family and your friends, and finding projects and things that you can do that mean a lot more to you than what that relationship did, and trying to find something like that. It could be, like I said, like writing a book, or finding like a new hobby, or something that you want to learn how to do that you've always wanted to do, and that can really, really help as well. So that's sort of my advice, and how the no contact rule works, because basically what's going to happen is when you go into no contact, you're going to find out, basically, if you never hear from your ex again, then that relationship has ended, they don't want to be with you, and you can continue to move on with your life. Whereas if they do love you and care about you, eventually they will reach out to you, and that's the ultimate gift that the no contact rule gives you. Right, it gives you that clarity. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.